When I came to the music industry, the commercial factors of music, how every music is being digested by the audience. What is that pulse? How is this being done? How the film visualization is connected to the music.
Please introduce yourself. Tell the audience a little bit of who you are and what do you do.
I was actually born and brought up such a way that my singing skill was easily identified by my parents. At my early age of 7, when I was 7, I started my music. Parallelly was studying. Then on the floor, the music was installed by the veteran musician Sri Purushothaman sir years back. I was just 7 years and I was mostly into games and all those stuff. Fortunately, my sequel of Guru understood how to culture the music inside me. I should say it's beyond my control, because my intention at that time was like getting into some sort of interesting things like games and all those sort of things. I was not a kid who was always sitting or focused on something. I was a little bit messed up and confused at that time. But parallelly, my education was going on. After my schooling, one teacher named Archana Ashok, she trained me the basics of Carnatic music. I was made to do certain practices. Now I think that was really worth. Without my knowledge, things happened because it was not what I was planned. It was on the flow, the things were happening. Then after my degree in electronics, I joined in a biomedical firm where I was into calibration of biomedical instruments and checking the standardization of that testing department. I was there. But parallelly, the music was there inside me. That craving of music made me to reach or find further steps in search of new gurus. And I simultaneously came back to the veteran music director, Sri M.G. Radhakrishan sir, and his sister, Srimati Omanakutty teacher. And I learned music from them. My music learning from M.G. Radhakrishan sir was like learning music he was actually a legend in folk genre. So I learned how to sing folk song and how to blend the folk and the Carnatic with respect to ragas and all the stuff. And that was very interesting at that point. So again, a different zone of learning was happening. And with the Omanakutty teacher, I learned the classical lessons. Later on, the journey again went, and I was working in a firm called Intab. And parallelly, I was again connected to Mr. John Anthony, who was a veteran guitarist, he was a legendary guitarist who worked with A.R. Rahman and many other legendary musicians as well. And when I got connected to him, I was actually open to a new world of music, like different genres like blues, jazz, and we in our discussions and learning process, he taught me how to connect the ragas, the Indian, the core Indian element, the emotional oscillations in the notes. How these been, how is this connected to the Western music? And I was the lead singer in this band, Carnatic, and we had done a lot of gigs with and collaborations with other musicians like Sonia Veedarathan, Frank Molina Trios, Bibi Changa, and lots more. And that made me learn a new phase of music where and how I can use the Indian ragas, because these are all frequencies and vibrations. Only thing is that how we use it in a certain point of time and different musics. That was a big learning for me. After that, after Johnny passed away in 2019, 1 year I took a break from music. Then during the Corona time, I thought of taking classes for new children. Like I want them seriously. I was focusing on seriously on to have some few students who was really focused on music, who really want to learn music. And I had few students. Then my friends, because during this Corona time, we had a few friends. We all had once in a while con calls and all, video calls and all, and we used to jam through Zoom meetings, WhatsApp video calls and all. And one of my friend Makbul and Arjun Shashi, who was there in S5 band, he connected me to some of other friends who all are musicians, and I came back to Jake's right now. 2022, I started with Jake's, assisting him as a chief associate. And still, the music journey is going on. That's all about my music and me. Okay.
So you've had a very interesting journey, dipping in and out of and capturing from different forms and genres and cultures of music. Because now you're professionally trained as a Carnatic singer.
Yeah.
A taboo sort of in music in cinema is how Carnatic music is approached. Not everybody approaches it the right way. Not everybody does it the right way. Having been trained in Carnatic music as a child, when you listen to something like this, when you listen to somebody who's not doing Carnatic music the right way, what is your reaction to this?
There is no such thing. I don't believe in that, because whatever sing is basically a singer. They know the basics of music. Unless and until they don't know, they cannot sing. They are not subjected to playback singing and all. That's a basic thing. So when I understand Carnatic music, it's a different thing. Playback is a different thing. Playback is a little bit of commercial stuff. We have a commercial stuff in it. And for that, we need to, at a certain point of time, we have to compromise, and we need to simplify the raw Carnatic music into the audience level of understanding. Not every Carnatic contents is being digested as such by the audience. So that is a different approach, and people understand about this. For example, you don't have to give too much of gamakas while you're singing in a playback. Or if the song demands that, we have to sing that way. Else, it's just a music director's choice how much and what amount of oscillations in raga. Basically, these are constructed in scales or ragas, whatever it is. But it's all about the creator's thought process, that how much they need about it. That's the thing. It depends on the music director. So our duty as a singer, or being listening to someone who sing, it's completely on the audience choice, the music director's choice, because it's something just like if we say Carnatic music. In Carnatic music, it's a genre that we have to sing certain ragas particularly this way. Similarly, if someone composes a song, he knows how the songs to be. That is completely beyond genre. That's completely his composition. So he is the sole father of that composition, and he decides how much it needs. So only thing is that we need to give how much he wants. That is being taken by the audience through listening.
So you're saying there's no right way or wrong way. It's just
it's just a frequency.
Yeah.
The universe is completely frequency. There is no right and wrong.
Right.
You take any genre. When it comes into a particular genre, it has certain principles. But when it's beyond the genre, we have frequencies known and unknown, with the limitations of the listening span.
Was there a moment for you, sort of, when it dawned on you that, music is your calling, and, this is your passion, and, this is your whole lifestyle? Do you remember such a moment?
Yeah. When I was performing certain concerts at certain temple, what I do is when I sing the raga, I totally get immersed into it. I love certain gamakas, certain ragas, love it so much, and I get a sort of bliss through it. And that was the thing that made me, that I have to get it. It's something like I crave. It's beyond, it's something like we get connected to another world that we all really love. Correct. So when I sing certain ragas during the concert, I feel like I want this. So I have decided that I need more music. I need to learn a lot of things. Learning is a non-stop process since born until we die. It's a long process of learning, and on the journey we are learning things in a different way. Only thing is that we need to understand what we have to learn or what we are learning. Correct. The need of learning and the process that's happening.
So, performing on stage
Yeah.
is a whole nother thrill to music, and not every musician is a performer. What is performing on stage like for you?
For me, when you perform, basically, you have to understand that performance is something like you have to immerse yourself into or surrender yourself into a zone of music where the music can touch your heart and soul, and you can understand the vibrations in the universe. Only when you get into that zone, the audience will enjoy your music, because the music is all about vibration. This is transferred, it's a form of energy, it's transferred from one person to another. You cannot create an energy, correct? It's always existing. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So something like that. That's what I believe. The music is frequency, it's an energy. So when we sing, when we get deep into certain ragas, that vibration as such is being transferred to the audience. That's what I felt. Not every raga, or not in every concert, but certain concert which had taught me that's the essence. That's how you have to perform.
So when you started getting involved in cinema, right? How is you emerging into this world? What is this experience like for you?
In cinema, See, I was into Carnatic music, I was into live singing, I was into that kind of music, that kind of open up your soul, that mode of thing. But when I came to the music industry in film, I'm still learning a different section of music, the commercial factors of music, how every music is being digested by the audience. What is that pulse? How is this being done? How the film visualization is connected to the music. Now, how certain emotions being carried and how is being supported by the music as well. That's what I've learned from film music, especially in background music. The song by Vishnu Vijay, that was very interesting in the movie Tallumala. The song was like, it's something like a typical classical compositions. It's been made differently and given to the audience as their choice. The way the end, at the end, the swaram, the pattern, the lyrics has been done by Mohsin Parari. I loved it. All a melody. That's a different compositional style, which was actually inspired from certain elements of classical compositions. I mean, the way it has been done.